And I know that when you go out and do this kind of work, in the ministry we have the events across the country. We do similar work in that area. One of the things that you would have certainly learned is that in a business, when you go there to work, you will be paid a salary, but it is because the business expects you to be adding value to them. In other words, you are going to be contributing something of equal value to them. So nobody pays anybody for nothing, right? Except me. I do that now, just easy. People will pay you because you are bringing something important to them. Right? Whatever area it is you're working in, you are adding value. Those businesses have customers, and their customers pay the businesses for whatever service it is that they are offering. If it is a hotel, if it is a bus line, whatever it is, right? People pay for those services because they need it and they get satisfaction from it. And who provides it? Well, it's people, it's us, human beings, for the most part. You might have heard about the fourth industrial revolution, right? That's what's going on now, artificial intelligence. You know, you pick up on your phone and ask a question and you get a whole essay written for you in less than a second. You have robotics, right? Like in the farming sector now, you have drones that go and fly over the farms, but somebody is controlling that drone, and instead of a big plane spraying around the farms, it's a drone that goes and you can program the drone so that on certain parts of the farm, you're releasing certain chemicals that section needs. When it reaches another section, it does a different thing, and it reduces the cost of it. But people have to be there to be behind it. So yes, a lot of things are occurring where even robots are taking over jobs that people used to do. But at the end of the day, you cannot replace people. Right? So you bring value to any business, any enterprise that you go and work. And how you present yourself, how you discipline yourself, right, will add more value to that business, and then you get a chance to be seen, to stand out, and to be considered for promotions as you go along. You know, some of our greatest business people in Belize may have just gone to high school, right? But what did they learn? They learned to be disciplined, they learned to work hard, they learned to be courteous, they learned to dedicate themselves, and that made them successful. And therefore, you all have that same opportunity in your life. You see, most of you are young people. If you consider that what you saw in those 8 weeks that you learned, right, that you have to go to work on time, you have to follow certain procedures that they have, then you can have a great chance of success in life. So this is very valuable. That experience that you receive is very valuable. And we in government are very proud that we could have offered that service, that assistance to you for that to occur. Now with that said, I couldn't go by without making note, because we learn as we go, and I just want to share that when we do a program, we start with the prayer, then we do the national anthem, and then we do the welcome. Okay, our national anthem and our prayer are supreme in anything that we do. And then everything else follows from there. So just sharing, I'm not chastising anybody. We learn as we go. And I had to learn that myself, so I'm just sharing it humbly with you all. But I can, not catch feelings, right, as we say. It's all good, and the most important thing is that we're all here, that we pray, that we stood up and recognize our country in the national anthem, and that we will go forward and take what we have now to make life better for ourselves and life better for all the people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, right? So with that, again, I commend you all, I congratulate you all, and I say, may God bless each and every one of you, that you may have a great success in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear Honorable Dr. Louis Samanin, for that delightful remarks, and I'm sure our participants will definitely get a takeaway from the words of wisdom that were shared with them today. And likewise, thanks for the constructive criticism that you have shared with us this morning. Of course, every day is a learning day indeed. At this time, we want to invite some participants to know of their experiences, for them to share with us what that 8 weeks was about, the challenges, the pros of being in that program, their weaknesses, their strengths, and the different opportunities that they may have seen, and different opportunities that they took on while being on this program, and of course, for them to tell us their success story. At this point in time, we call on Ms. Zalia Purposeware from Cohort 4, Stamford District. Kindly welcome Ms. Zalia Purposeware.
Share a little bit about my experience during the on-the-job training course and how it led me to securing a full-time position at Hummingbird Pharmacy. When I started the training, I was excited but a little nervous. It's one thing to learn the theories and skills, but it was another to step into the real-world environment where we apply all the knowledge that we learned. I knew I wasn't just there to learn, but I was also there to prove myself and show dedication and confidence I needed to excel in the field. There were times where I struggled and felt the pressure was too heavy and I questioned whether I could keep up. But instead of seeing those moments as setbacks, I learned to view them as opportunity for growth. At the end of the course, I found myself in a position I am incredibly proud of, and I was one of the few who received a full-time offer. It's an achievement that I don't take for granted, but more than that, it's a reminder of the importance of perseverance, belief in yourself, and the willingness to put in work. I want to thank God, the OJT training, and the DYS employees, Sherdale, Miss Brooks, Miss Johnson Peters, and Miss Maureen. Yes, Miss Maureen. They were very helpful and patient with us. I also want to thank my family and friends for giving me support through this process. Thank you very much.
All right, Ms. Purposeware. Let's give another round of applause for Ms. Purposeware. And of course, no road is easy, as described by Mrs. Purposeware. She had her bumps, she had her trials, but of course she used those bumps and trials as a motivation to ensure that she endured and did the task that she undertook. So that is very great, and also to know that from her experience within the 8 years that she was hired by the organization as a full-time employee. That is very good news. We now call on another participant, Ms. Sonia Ack, Cohort 5, Stamford, to give us her experience. Ms. Sonia Ack. And if you notice, we're not saying much about the participants, we have the participants to tell you guys about themselves and their experience and where they had that experience. Miss A.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with all of the participants, the workers here with the Department of Youth Service, and I'm happy to see the Minister here, Honorable Russell Ferguson, with his help. I joined this training, and I'm really happy that I was given this opportunity to work with Miss Maureen. I'm glad that she was very patient with me alongside Ms. Rox and Ms. Sheridan. I'm here. I'm very happy that I am now working at Silgrass Farm. I'm here they were supposed to be here to represent the company, but they were not able to do so. But I'm here to represent them as a part of the company here. I'm now hired as a quality technician in the lab. So I'm really happy that I made this achievement, and it has made a change in my career. And I'm so glad that with the help of this program, I was able to find and secure a job, a full-time job at Silgrass Farm. Thank you very much.
Of course, let's give a round of applause for Miss Up, Miss Sonia Up. I just wanted to share a short story here. I could recall coming from work, and I also want to highlight my co-worker who also sits on our management team. I know he has not reached doctor, but I'm sure Dr. Harry Arzu, right? And Mrs. Maureen, I think our YE officers were engaged in doing some trainings at primary school as it relates to counseling and wellness. And while doing so, I think it was the time that Miss Ack came to have dropped her application. And immediately she joined the team as if she was a part of DYS already in conducting a cleanup campaign. So that in itself showed her enthusiasm and her eagerness to be a part of something. So this success story is quite delightful, knowing that she has taken up a spot at Silgrass Farms as an engineer working within their department. So again, congratulations, Ms. App, and again, Dr. Harry Arzu, that is good recognition to yourself as being a part of our team here at DYS in assisting the entire South, that is the Stamford District, likewise the Toledo District, with our district managers, Mrs. Tamara Marin, and likewise Mr. Kyle Miller. We now call on Ms. Yuri Castro to give us her testimony as what it is like being within the OJT program. She's from cohort 5 in the Toledo district. Let's give a round of applause for Ms. Yuri Castro.
Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to stand before you this morning. I was given the task to share my experience with you all. Going into this experience brought me nothing but excitement due to the fact that I have had previous working experience as a school secretary, working at various call centers, and also being in the kitchen. When the Department of Youth Services gave me the opportunity to expand my knowledge, I was overwhelmed. Working at Bubble Explosion, which is a family-owned business located in Punta Gorda, taught me nothing but being a team player, a multitasker, improving my management skills since I'm a business student, With these improvements added on to my work criteria, I was able to overcome all my weaknesses, all my fears, and there are a few. However, working in the customer service area looks like an easy job. However, it's not. It's a task that only you can overcome. Being in front of customers, having to smile, dealing with a lot at home, and putting on that good face is not easy for one's individual. However, throughout my 8 weeks, I was able to overcome all of those. I smiled, I talked, which I love to do. I also learned to cook new dishes, which for me is not a task I couldn't have done due to the fact that I enjoy cooking. My task at Bubble Explosion was varied. Sometimes I'm in the kitchen cooking, sometimes I'm in the front attending to customers. I also had to overcome my fear of dealing with money. I hate it. But with the help of my boss, my coworkers, I was able to accomplish this. I learned a little 1 and 2 shortcuts. As my journey continued in the business field, I am proud to say that the knowledge I have gained is forever a part of my life. Life is full of opportunities. Whenever a door opens, don't be afraid to enter. Thank you.
Let us take this time to now give a round of applause for all the participants that did the 3 testimonials, and moreover, all the participants that are here present with us that are part of the on-the-job training. Let us give them a big round of applause. If you notice within the testimonials, these ladies were very great. They shared their experience. And when they overcome, how they made that into an opportunity. The only thing though is that all 3 testimonials were from women. But I'll take it that our welcome was from a male, and that's good, right? So we still have males within the building. So guys, don't be afraid to come and speak to them. I know we're shy at times, but we have good testimonials too. And I'm sure you guys also had great experiences while being on the OJT program. With no further ado, we call on Honorable Randall Ferguson, Minister of Youth, Sports and Transport, to share his remarks with us and the participants. Let's give a round of applause for Honorable Randall Ferguson.
I'd like to acknowledge my colleague, Dr. Louis Zawani, Benefit for Tangigatom, and also the Minister in the Ministry of Education, Ms. Corona Villafonco, the Tongue Administrator, Ms. Danvers, and the team. You have done a wonderful job, likewise Ms. Corona and the team locally. I don't know what I forget, but last but not least, the trainees and the OGT program for 2024. But before I go any further, I want to ask a very important question. How much of you here are registered to vote? Please raise your hands for me. So as about 45% of the participants. And the reason I asked the question Because when you are at an early age, you are reluctant to vote. It doesn't matter who you want to vote for. But those who vote will determine the course that the country will take. And someone can say, who no vote and who are getting ready? Because someone who no register and who are getting. Some are not to talk. We are in election mode. There will be an election on the 12th of March. And the people of Belize will determine who is going to run the country for the next 5 years. And then you who are 18 years to participate. And we are living in democracy. Early in the Bible, the people asked God for a king. And the first king that was chosen was King Saul. And from then, politics was introduced to the world. And no matter if you vote or not, there will be a government. Because that's the way how we manage our country. When people are put in charge to make sure that we can control human beings. Because if there was no government, there would be lawlessness. So you can be rape, get away, you can be thief, get away. When you're in a system, then you have to live and abide by the system. So the OGT program, I am the Minister of Youth, I believe, since 2021. And I insist my directors and managers have must reach out to our young people. And your program is very different from the rest. Because when those from the high school and sixth form go on the job training, then the high school not pay them one training. It's up to the business to go if they want to give you a contribution for the time with them. With the OJT program, we make sure we give you a stipend for the length of time you are at the job. And if you do a wonderful job, I believe then the employer will see you and employ you. As the Piper's Box here, she's employed. Ms. Acts here, she's employed. Ms. Castro is already employed before the OGD program. So you don't want to get some knowledge and experience. Part of my testament that employers see the good in you. I'll tell you what Ms. Ack. Ms. Ack came in almost every day before the program started. I said, Minister, please get me on the OJT program. And so I had to ensure that Ms. Ack was a part of the program. And now she tells us that she is not employed at some classrooms. I really want to apply for your effort. But this is not the beginning, this is not the end of what we want to accomplish in life. If you hear a Prime Minister talk, he said unemployment has gone to a low of only 3.5%. That means anybody in Belize who wants to find a job can find a job. Because the economy of Belize is doing significantly well, and the private sector has confidence in developing and doing business in Belize. And so I urge all young people, enough jobs are out there. Now the construction industry, government to contemplate if you bring people from Central America to fill the space, because we don't have enough construction workers. And while you go to high school and sixth form, you might say, I don't know about construction, I don't know about electrical, I don't know about plumbing, but there is where it is. So I advise young men to look for opportunities that you can be self-employed, and you can be employed and making money for your family. Because that is the key and most important thing to be able to survive this life. If you choose not to work, then you might choose to be on the street, you might choose to steal, and choose to do things that will end you up in jail. So as young people, the program will continue. I have a program twice a year, right, Mr. Harrison? It's twice a year, right? Huh? Once a year, okay. So I have a program once a year to make sure we reach out to the people across the country. And from Croza to PG, from Benke to St. Peter. So every young people have the opportunity to be a part of the program. But I'm happy to hear that your employer, you went for a period, see the good in you, and decide to employ you full-time at the establishment. Because the employer sometimes are looking for people to work, but because they don't have no background of an individual, they choose not to employ you. But because you're with them for at least a month and a half, they recognize that you have the potential and the ability to perform wonderful and work for them. Because the private sector is very different from government. Before politics, I worked in the private sector for many years. And they want to see production. When I went to work in government, I used to was department having 15 people, and then nobody wanted to do the other part of their responsibility. When I was in the private sector, I may have 4 employees working with me, but we have to make sure that we deliver our task by a certain time, because production is the most important thing in the private sector. So I encourage you all to continue do what you are doing. You can aspire for whatever you want in life. I never know I'm a politician and eventually a minister of government. I started as a guest attendant at the age of 16 years old. And I tell myself I don't want to be a guest attendant for the rest of my life. My parents could afford to send me to 6 Farm in Eastern, because that time there was no 6 Farm in Islamic district. And so I had to go and find a job. And when I was at the job, I realized I have to do something for myself. And so back then, it was not studied by correspondence. And so I started to study by correspondence. After I did that, then I realized I can start to educate myself. But it can be what you want to achieve is up to you. If you decide to relax and say, I don't have the opportunity to go, and say, forget it, then you remain the way you are at all age at the present. So today, as I am reaching my climax of retirement, I recognize that we can aspire and achieve whatever we want. So I want to encourage you as a people to always try to accomplish the highest while you are not. Now one day, we are going to leave. When you leave, you can tell your children that this is what I did in my lifetime. So thank you very much, and God bless.
All right, let's give another round of Ferguson and another round of applause. And of course, Honorable Minister, thank you for those words of encouragement. And like you rightfully said, our present and our future lies in our hands. The ball starts with us, and we are the ones that will be the change agent as it relates to the part that we take. I take one thing from your speech today as it relates to being skilled and the different opportunities that our country has to offer. I hold a degree from the University of Leeds, but I wish that I hold a skillful training, a training that will enable me to show my skills. I live on the peninsula, a peninsula which is skyrocketing with infrastructure, buildings that are being built, plumbing jobs that are readily available, am sure that if I had those skills, while I am a good man, I'm sure that I would be a better person in terms of my financial stability and in terms of controlling my future and my family's future. So training
That's it. We gotta go. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's the Department of the Services. Just a half an hour clip today. So what's going on here in County Capital, Gambia. So we gotta go. Thank you for tuning in. Share it live. Ayo, bye bye.
Experience as it relates to the job. It can be in plumbing.